kind of a similar style to Carlos Adames. But the problem I have here is that LM, he likes to trade a lot. And the IQ of LM is not as good as Carlos Adames. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are predicting the upcoming fight for the co-main event for Usyk versus Rico. Hamzah Sheeraz versus Alem Begic. You guys, if I'm saying it right, if I'm saying it wrong, I don't know really how to pronounce the last name. But let me know in the comments what his actual name is, if I said it right. But I think this is a good matchup for Hamzah Sheeraz. This is for the WBO Super Middleweight Championship of the World, vacated. We've already got 3 more champions. We got Christian and Billy, we got Jaime Munguia, and then we got Iglesias. So we got 3. So we got, obviously, 3 more champions, and now we just need 1 more to get all 4. And but before we get any further into the video, make sure you guys like and subscribe, turn on notifications if you guys want to see when I upload, and share my videos with your friends, family members who like watching boxing, the UFC content I do. I want to get to at least 100 subscribers by the end of the summer, so if you guys can do that, I'll be very appreciative. But without any further ado, let's get into the video. So, we got Hamzah Sheeraz, who came off his dominant win over Edgar Berlanga back in July. And I'm going to be honest with you, that was probably the best we've ever seen Hamzah Sheeraz, guys. And then before that, had a draw over Carlos Adames. And listen here, I thought Carlos Adames won that fight with Hamzah Sheeraz. But also, there were times in the fight where Hamzah Sheeraz was also looking good. But I think what was the problem was that Carlos Adames hits pretty hard. And is very good when it comes to pressuring you with his boxing. It has very good fight IQ. That guy, just look at how he did Austin Williams. Sure, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that Hamzah Sheeraz nearly lost the fight. Just look at how he looked against Austin Williams. Hamzah Sheeraz, he's the type of guy where he's a tall guy, moves around the ring. He has some very good footwork, but also good fight IQ. But then we got Alem on the other hand. Alem, has very heavy hands, has good knockout power, and does come forward behind a high guard. But the thing is, listen, I think Alem can give Sheeraz problems because he has kind of a similar style to Carlos Adames. But the problem I have here is that Alem, he likes to trade a lot, and the IQ of LM is not as good as Carlos Adames, because Alem, he's a 5'11" guy, and we've seen him struggle with taller fighters, with fighters who are tall, just like Hamzah Sheeraz is. And Hamzah Sheeraz is very good and is very smart when it comes to him using his height advantage. So I think this could be a very big problem for Alem. And listen, man, he's not that active, and the thing is about him, he's 40 years old. Well, not 40. He's nearly 40 years old, 39 years old, going to be 40 years old soon. Not as active. Like I said, has very good knockout power. He has 29 wins with 23 knockouts, so 7 wins by decision. That's not bad at all. But like I said, how would he do if he was fighting a guy like Hamzah Sheeraz who moves around, has a good jab, and just keeps the distance? I think that could be a problem, especially the guy likes to throw heavy combinations. I could see Alem getting tired, and like I said, I could see him giving Hamzah Sheeraz problems, because even when Hamzah Sheeraz fought Austin Williams, there were times in the fight, because Austin Williams, he pressures a lot too, and just the problem with Austin Williams, that he doesn't move his head. But Alem, I'm gonna be honest, he kind of moves his head a little more than what Austin Williams does, because I don't think Austin Williams really moves his head at all, but he kind of moves around. So maybe if Sheeraz is jabbing at him, he could possibly move, sway a little bit, come forward, land a body shot. Because if I were him, that's what I would. If I were him, that's what I would do. If I was Begic, because Hamzah Sheeraz is 6'3", he's 5'11". He could probably reach his head, But if I were you, if I was swaying trying to land shots, and I can't land in the head, try and land a body shot, because he could do good with the body work and possibly drop him. The more body shots I feel like you can land on Sheeraz, the more he slows down and the more his footwork is not there. Like I said, we saw that in his fight with Adames. But now my prediction is, I think Sheeraz knocks him out in the 9th round. Listen, man, I think, he'll do good in the beginning of the rounds, but then I think that's where Sheeraz finds his pace, moves around, uses that jab, uses that straight, land those counter straights and hooks, and possibly get a late round knockout. He could possibly dominate Sheeraz. I think Sheeraz is possibly getting better and better. I think he could be possibly one of the people right now to beat Canelo. I personally think so, him and Iglesias. But I'm curious to see if he beats Alem, how far will he be and how good of a champion will he be after this fight? And how good will he look? Will this be a close fight and he'll edge out the decision, or will this be as dominant? That's the question I have. Because I don't necessarily think that he dominates Burke the entire time. Because Burke, I feel like he can scrap, but he likes to stand in the middle a lot, and Sheeraz is not going to try and stand and bang with that dude. If this fight is a stand and bang war, then Alem will 100% win. But if it's like a long rangey fight where it's at Sheeraz's range, that may be bad for Alem. So Alem needs to close distance as soon as possible. Don't try and wait. He has some good combination, like I said, good knockout power, so he's got to use that. But you can't load up on combinations and telegraph it, because I feel like Alem, he kind of does telegraph his power shots a little bit. That's something you kind of not want to do when fighting a guy like Sheeraz. And as for Sheeraz got to be very cautious and not, I want to say play with his food, but the thing is, he has to have a high guard and move around at all times, because Alem's going to try and knock this dude out. I feel like he's going to try and rip this guy's head off. And Alem's fight IQ, like I said, is decent. I would rate it like at least a 7 out of 10. But it's not as good as fight IQs as Carlos Adames. Because Carlos Adames is at least a 10. Possibly even more if I can go overboard. But as long as it stays at reach advantage, like I said, favor Sheeraz. But the more this fight goes on, I'm curious to see how these fighters will both pick up the pace. But that'll be the end of the video, guys. Make sure you guys like, subscribe. I want to thank y'all for 92 subscribers. I'm 8 more subscribers away from 100 subscribers. Like I said, if y'all can like and subscribe, turn on notifications, share my videos with your friends, that'll be very appreciative. But I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace.